Hello once again, everybody. I got a lot of requests from the last episode for our Planet of Painting series, where I paint all kinds of stuff. You guys gave me quite an assortment of suggestions, and the one that resonated with me was a man at disco who falls in love with an unlikely candidate. That's a little high. I'm just gonna bring out some of this blue. There you go, right there. Okay, so this is gonna be just a guy, just a man with some just long legs, very tall man. You know, he's got a pelvis, he's got this waist deal, you know, maybe he's got a tiny little bit of a pudge, or maybe that's a sash, you know. Sometimes you just have to decide on those issues, various issues like that. So in this case, let's give him a nice dark brown belt, because he he doesn't really like the dark brown belts so much, but it's nice because he'll have a layer on top of it. You know, actually, hold on. That's a little, wow. That's a, okay, you know what, let's do the undo. I usually don't do this because I believe art is sort of a first time thing, and if you have to undo it, you're kind of just lying to yourself. Oh, that's kind of nice. Make it a little bit, there we go. That looks good. That's good. I like that. Yeah, his color of his belt sucks kinda a little bit, so let's make it not red. It's a little Santa for my taste. Oh yeah, a little middle stripe. That's perfect. Okay, you can go all the way around. It's like belts do. Getting a little close here. Look at that. Okay, let's get him. You know what? I'm not going to be able to reach his face at this point, so I think I'm going to have to give him a really small torso. And there's nothing wrong with that. Let's just. People sometimes have tiny torsos, and in life, you know, those people. You know, people look at them a little different, but it's good to be different because we are. You are. I am. You know, we're all a little tiny bit different. This guy, maybe a little more than most because he's got these freakish lumberjack legs. But look at that collar that he pops. Just pop that collar like that. Oh, that's a good choice. You know what? Let's make this a little darker for the pocket that he doesn't have, actually. He doesn't have that. Maybe he does, maybe he does. Yeah, maybe. Nope, that looks really dumb. That's just like, okay, well, I don't know what that is, but it's cool on both sides. It's like a shirt. Nope, that's good on one side. Let's get rid of both of them. Okay, so now let's give him some skin, because a lot of you guys in the past episodes on the show, you guys were really happy when the person in the painting had skin, you know, and it was a color. I don't know what made me choose this color, but it's a nice amber. You get a little midsection kind of popping out underneath his nice disco pants. Okay, another thing I think, obviously, that messed up. Let's do the oil. Should be the oil painting, of course. Make it a little small. Okay, cool. Kind of have sort of an outline of something, maybe kind of there, you know, kind of like just a little bit of an outline of something. You don't really know what that is, you know. Leave it to the imagination. All right, so now we're gonna have, okay, so of course people have faces. There we go. That's paint. You know, paint is actually not so bad. Oh no, it's bad. Let's give him a little chest hair. A little oil-based chest hair. Just make it just come out. Just a happy chest hair, just kind of popping out. Let's give him an innie. Let's give him an innie, huh? Let's give him. You know what else we're gonna? Let's give. That's too thick. Let's go to the. Yep. Let's give him a little bit of the outline. This guy. No stranger to the gym. This guy working it out, getting ready for the weekend. You know? Never know. Okay, perfect. So let's give him some shoes. Like this guy probably put a lot of time into the shoes he wants to wear. And I would say his shoes could match the shirt. They could match the shirt, or, you know what they could do is they could be made out of something crazy. They could be made out of something absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know. That's hypercolor. Let's give him some hypercolor shoes just to kind of let you know that this guy is no stranger to the club. He goes out to the club, people like looking at him, puts a lot of time into his feet. Look at how tall those shoes are too. He can kick a, you know, he could kick a wall and leave a little dent. That one's kind of like a snow shovel. That's pretty good. You could store stuff. Look at that, Transformer shoes. Those look really nice. I think those are perfect. Those are better than I thought they would be. So then we can actually, let's do some of this, some wire, right? So obviously this guy, is gonna have his shoes tied, yeah. But you know what he's gonna do? The other side, he's gonna have pink laces. Because this guy don't give a whoop. He's very, look at that. That looks really nice. Hold on. Let's do some, why not? Give him some of that. Look at all that. That's you jealous. Okay, so now let's go to, what is thick? This thick paint. Let's give him some skin again. Okay, there we go. Match this fella. Perfectly match it. Perfectly. Oh, I messed it up. But you know, I messed it up. Sometimes art, it's not about being perfect. Sometimes it's about messing up, and then people see it later, and then they're like, what happened? And then you're like, art happened. And they're like, no, no, that's not. Keep telling yourself that. And you're like, wow, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so this guy, look at that. Big head. Big, giant head. Oh, wow. Protrusions. Big protruding face. Okay? Oh, so good. Let's give him a chin, huh? Let's give this fella a nice chin. Just a, you know, when he eats his food, he's got a chin thing happen. Oh, that looks perfect. Okay, now let's fill these eye holes in with some whiteness. Oh man, that's beautiful. Give him some pupils. He's got some big pupils though. This guy's got some big pupils for some reason. Okay, perfect. Give some nose holes. Give him his mouth. He's always grinning. He's happy. He's a happy dude. You know, he's freaking, why wouldn't he be? Look at him. Look at his life. He's got a nice thing going. He's got a perfect outfit. Look at the shoes. People remember him. This is a guy people remember. They want to be around. Look at that. Let's give him some hair, okay? Obviously, I would go over the kind of hair I have. It's kind of what he would probably want to have. I would say most of my friends have this kind of hair, and it's just because we have the same stylist, and it's proven that, you know, our stylist is good at that hairstyle. Sometimes you don't want to go to the stylist and be like, give me a Justin Bieber thing, and then, you know, because there goes my earpiece. Whew, man. So anyway, so Justin Bieber hair is, you know, you never know. Could be a disaster. Sometimes it's not worth the risk. I love how the hair's sticking out there at the top. That's just better than I could have really hoped for. Okay, so let's do a little bit of the gray, because this guy's been clubbing for quite some time. He's getting a little old, but doesn't mean he can't shake it. Doesn't mean he can't move it to the groove it. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's give him some hands, but let's just make one of his hands, this guy had sort of an accident at like Sharon Noble, and it wasn't his fault, but he was walking down the street and something just erupted, got on his hand. Can't do anything about it. But what was cool is that it actually turned into this separate conscious entity that he loves. He just has a great time with, just hangs out, got a nice tongue. Just comes out, it's got a little, you know, it's like a little snaky hand. It's great. Okay, the other hand is totally normal. The other hand could be totally normal. It could be, you know, I haven't decided. You know, that's the thing about art is this, you have to make a decision, but really, do you? You do. You actually do. But you can always change it. So right now, what he has this strange condition where one of his hands is kind of, it's straw based. It's made out of straw, which is fine. You just have to be careful around anything flame related. And let me tell you, look at him. This guy, very careful. You know what this picture could use is a floating disco ball circle. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be so nice. Oh, he's getting excited. He can hear the music. Let's just go in here. Let's change this to, oh wow, that's gonna be beautiful. Let's do, okay. Oh wow, there's definitely gonna be some smoke going on as well. Okay, so what is the plasma? Okay, yeah, this is a disco ball. Yep, from space. So this disco ball is, you know, it's made out of lightning. It electrifies you, but it doesn't hurt. It just, when you touch it, it just throws you into one of the most incredible dance moves. Sort of like a lightning bolt does. Sends you straight down or like sprawling sideways. Nobody thinks that it's a good thing really, except for your friends you're dancing with, but you know, then you have to go to the hospital and people usually die. So here's a big floating lightning disco ball. And you know what you could have around that disco ball? I mean, obviously you could just have, oh, it's a big Saturn ring. Oh, this disco ball is from Saturn. Oh wow, it's just sending off good vibrations. And then obviously, since we are at the club, there's just lots of smoke. You know, there's a little smoke machine down here. Just a nice little smoke machine. Very expensive, well worth it. This smoke machine is so expensive. There's only one in the state. But luckily, this place has quite the funding because everybody loves to party in this state. But the government's not aware of this smoke machine, obviously, because the owner would have to pay an incredible amount of tax. So he hasn't made a lot of noise about having it. Nobody knows about it because it's completely covered with duct tape. So it just looks like a big duct tape circle. No one can see the brand of the smoke machine, or people could really get in trouble. So this is just, oh, beautiful. Still shoots all the smoke out, obviously. So let's just get the rest of the, oh, just comes out there all over the place. Oh, wow, you couldn't really ask for better. I think that's beautiful. Okay, so you know what we're missing? Little couple sprinkles of snow over here. Nowhere else, but we also, just so happens that today is Goblin Night. And the only people here are lovely, lovely people. But they just happen to be goblins. And that's fine. People love goblins. I mean, they're the biggest the biggest thing, the super popular and famous. These are a special type of goblin, obviously. All goblins vary. This goblin has, blue cape that he always flaps around while he dances, and people have gotten used to it. At first, it was kind of a little bit of a weird thing. People have really gotten used to it, and they start copying him, and he's like, "No, that's my thing. How about the cape? It's my thing." People are like, "Dude, you can't just do something cool and not let other people do it as well." And he's like, "Oh, you're right. So he came around. Something else about this goblin is he's got sort of a bad case of, he's got some athlete's foot, and that's treatable. But he doesn't have insurance, so he's had this for quite some time. As long as everyone who knows him can remember, he's had this burning athlete's foot, and that sucks. But honestly, when you fall in love, the last thing on your mind is athlete's foot, because let me just tell you what the first. Oh, whoa! Look at this. What is happening? What's happening? What's happening? Ooh! Uh-oh, something happened. And you know what? You know what actually happened? Oh, these beautiful embers came all the way here. The heart, as you can see, stopped right here. Because once it got here, it was like, oh, actually, no offense, but to be honest, the person I was trying to hit with my love bullets was this guy. And so, no offense, but nobody wants to see that. So right now, all we can do is just celebrate. Celebrate this new love story that's been made between this snaky hand and the goblin with athlete's foot. So, okay, so I feel like the essence of this is there's really nothing else I can do. At one point later, perhaps he would want to take over the control of this body, so then the consciousness of this guy would be gone, and he would just wrap a pink wire around his neck until he died, and this took over the body functions, and then they got married. That's pretty much all we have. So thank you guys for joining me for another episode of Planet of Painting series, where I paint all kinds of stuff. Have fun at the disco. Bless your face. If you sneeze during this video, bless you. Peace off.